Mr. Woldsky, I was focused on your final paragraph. We don't hold the Saudis' feet to the fire. Now, I gather from your testimony that we, the United States, and the countries that are most responsible here, if we had the political will to crack down on financing, we could do it. But because of policy considerations that are very important, we don't do it. We have to have the oil. We have to have the overflight rights. We have to have the basing rights. And because we have to have those things, we do not hold their feet to the fire. Is that your view?
That is my view. Fortunately, I wasn't called before you to testify on policy with regard to Saudi Arabia in the current context of.
No, I appreciate that. I'm not being critical of you in any way. It's just a very good illustration of how policy gets in the way of, in this case, enforcement.
Yes, that's the point of my testimony.
Yeah.
In other words, I'm not here to make judgments over whether or not particular issues should be prioritized over other issues.
I understand.
But what I can tell you is that the United States at the highest levels has not spoken out loudly and forcefully on the terrorist financing issue as it relates to Saudi Arabia. Now, that's not to say that things aren't being done. I have every reason to believe that a lot is being done, but it's being done in the shadows. And the conclusion of the Council on Foreign Relations report was that it was time to bring it out of the shadows for the President of the United States or for other senior officials to state clearly, unequivocally, and unambiguously what was required of the Saudi government on the terrorist financing issue. That is not being done. And in the judgment of this task force, it needed to be done in order to set benchmarks for the Saudis and to communicate, to enable the Saudi government to communicate to its own citizens what type of conduct was and was not acceptable.